We're doing a side-by-side yeast experiment today.
We're doing a single boil with the digiboil.
We're gonna split that into 2 different fermenters and use the
Julius and
Citrus Yeast from Imperial.
And we're doing a Milkshake IPA.
The first in existence.
Ever.
Let's walk you through the recipe while we get the grains steep in.
We're going to be doing an extract batch, but that doesn't mean that we don't have grains. Right now I've got 4 pounds of chit malt, which is going to give us a little bit of diastatic power. Also going to give us a nice grainy texture. And I have 2 pounds of flaked oats. This is obviously going to scale down to a 5-gallon batch as 2 pounds of chit malt and 1 pound of flaked oats. Bam. This is how you're going to do any new school IPA. This is how we're going to be doing our hazies, and this is what we also are going to do for a milkshake.
Yes, we also want to make sure we add our ascorbic acid, because we add that to everything. Go ahead and get the grain out of the bucket. And we're just going to toss it in a little side bucket over here. That way when the water drains out, we'll have some more stuff to put in there. And now we got room to mix in. This is 12 pounds of DME and 3 pounds of lactose. So for a 5-gallon batch, that'd be 6 pounds of DME and 1.5 pounds of lactose. This is milky.
Lactose sugar is not fermentable,
so it'll be extra creamy
and adds a lot of that residual sweetness and a lot of that kind of milky, chewy body. A lot of you might be wondering why we're doing a full boil volume on this batch, and that's because, well, we can. But also that's gonna help with our hop utilization, get more hop flavor in the beer. It means that we're not going to have as much Maillard reaction going on with the malt extract we're using, so hopefully that'll help keep this beer really light colored as well.
And the third thing it's gonna do is actually make this a little bit easier to split, just because we don't have to mess with the different dilution factors and more proteiny bits getting in one fermenter than the other. So, full boil, it's gonna be good. And we got a wort chiller, so why not? So, we gave our bag a quick rinsey poo, and now we're going to use that to filter out all our hops. We're doing a no boil-ish type scenario in this, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and get this bag over there. We're gonna kill our heat, add a ton of hops in there, take a spoon, stir it, make sure you get the maximum contact in there before we throw in our chiller. And then once we do that, we're gonna chill everything down. That whole process should take 20-ish minutes. And then we're gonna split it off into the 2 different fermenters before we do yeast stuff.
As for hops, we're just gonna throw in a big old fatty pound of some Equinox.
Some people ask why, we say why Equinox.
Boom.
Since the hops are in there, we're just gonna whirlpool this. I'm gonna stir this in the bag to make sure we maximize that contact.
So we're gonna keep it simple. That way we can let all these yeasty, beasty, experimental things shine.
Logan's making a tea that might or might not work.
Wow, way to have faith, people. Way to have faith. This is going to work.
Don't worry guys, he's wearing gloves.
I'm wearing gloves.
The strategy is to trap those chemicals in the gloves.
Probably should have worn
right next to his hand.
Some bigger gloves.
That's right, you have the same issue with condoms. That's how things are gonna get in things. They're very sanitized, and now they're not sanitized. So I brought over some boiling water that we're gonna use to sanitize these fermenters. So we like to use boiling water because it actually will permeate through those and give us some extra heat sanitation. Fingers crossed. So I'm just gonna fill these guys up, and then we'll have things ready to put beer into.
Floor drains are awesome. Especially when things are not quite lined up over them. There we go, that works a little better. Woo, all right. Go ahead and leave that guy open for now. Draining. If anyone is interested in purchasing a Catalyst Fermenter, we will put a link in the description below. These are yeast harvesting beasts, as I like to call them. You ready for some epicness? Check it out.
Insertion.
Ah, felt so good. Hey, that looks pretty darn good if I got any say in it. What do you think? You think it'll work? Moment of truth. Oh, there we go. Also, one of these has a smaller jar on it, so we might have screwed up there a little bit. For those of you that aren't familiar with the splitter that we have going on, it isn't just so we can fill 2 vessels at once, it's actually to try to split up the amount of hop tube and protein matter that might be coming out of the hose equally in both these fermenters, because if you follow brewlosophy at all, you can find some interesting studies, I guess you can say, that they've done that actually say that that can affect the overall flavor and look of a beer. Finally, the stars of this brew day, the yeast that we are putting head to head in this, I don't know, I'll call it a challenge, this side-by-side tasting. This is going to be the A34 Julius strain from Imperial. It is their spring seasonal strain, and I'm excited to try it out. The online description says that it will throw lemon zesty and apricot type notes to a beer. Hence be, I think any kind of good IPA will be a fantastic beer to throw this at. And it is going up against the Imperial Citrus, which is one of my favorite. It produces these amazing big tropical pineapple-y like fruit profiles. So I think this is going to be a really good competition to see who is the better yeast for a big beer like this. As always, we have oxygenated these beers thoroughly. Each of them got, I believe, 60 seconds of oxygen, which should be way more than enough. Bam. All right, let's throw some labels on these so we remember who's who, and we'll get back to you when we taste them.
Yeast versus this yeast, and you can already tell it looks like one is taking off a little bit faster. So it has been 2 weeks since we have brewed this now. We actually got footage of us kegging this up as well, but we are going to publish that in a how to low dose oxygen keg out of the Catalyst fermentation system. We've got the Julius Milkshake IPA on the right and the Citrus IPA on the left. So let's go ahead and get these tasted. Yeah, that sounds like an easy way to do that. I'll start with the Julius because, you know, that's the topical one. That's what we're doing. We haven't used this yeast before, so super fun. Off the bat, I get like huge mango tropical fruit, like it tastes like a Caesar salad, except for with fruit instead of anything that's in a Caesar salad. The creaminess in the body from the milkshake actually does go pretty well with the fruitiness that's coming off the yeast. And then the fruitiness on the yeast really just kind of punches into all the hops. I don't get anything that I don't expect. So this tastes like if I were to have fermented this with juice or something like that, I kind of get that same flavor profile. That said, to note, during fermentation, we've fermented these both around 70, basically room temperature, and the Julius took off, whereas the Citrus we know usually likes to be a little bit on the warmer side. So the Julius was a very active and rapid fermenter, which is, you know, if you have a small vessel, you got to worry about blow off. Yeah, the biggest thing I would say that one pushes forward is like tangerine and fruit, like what you get in a fruit salad, those kind of notes. But yeah, it's just a really good milkshake IPA, honestly. So let's jump in and try the Citrus. I actually get less aroma off the Citrus. Okay, this one's got a distinct zing, like a zesty pop. So this one I do get like lemon, maybe a little bit of like orange peel kind of notes, but it's got all the oils, all the brightness you'd expect off of citrus. It tastes more citrusy than the other one. One thing that I will say about these are different. These are dramatically different. Like the aroma coming off this is like super strong fruitiness, and the aroma off the Citrus is actually a little bit more dampened. And so the Julius really pushes forward a lot of the aromas that you would expect from the hops, whereas the Citrus, it just kind of brightens up the whole profile. And so it's more direct and zingy. But these are different yeasts, which we don't usually expect when we're doing, you know, seasonal, relatively topical yeast, unless it's a dramatic difference, like if you go from Chico Ale to, you know, a Quake strain or something like that. But these are very, very different, and both fantastic in their own way. So overall comparison, Julius definitely pushes forward those fruity notes from the hops. It was made like a milkshake IPA, and so I think that those fruity notes really go well with this yeast. That said, the Citrus kind of adds a new dimension by giving some brightness to it and bringing up some harsher acidic tones. Overall, fantastic yeast. Both of them beers turned out. I really enjoy this. You should try this experiment yourself and let me know what you got off of these. Well, that is it for this side-by-side. If you like what you saw and you learned something from this video, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, follow all our social medias, which we go ahead and link those below too. And we'll see you on the next video where we do some sort of crazy experiments. Let us know if you've got thoughts on what we should try next. This beer is currently on tap. However, this video probably won't be published for 2 more days, which means this beer will not be on tap at the time. But so that you know, it is on tap now, and that's what matters. If you followed our Instagram, you'd get that. You'd have already seen it. It's on our Instagram. So go ahead and check the Instagram channel out. And it's also on TikTok. I made it to boiling water. It's going to be really hot.
Why are you doing that? You ruined it. I got the shot too.
Palms make things so easy. Palms make things really, really cool. I made that song up for you, world.
Stop making noises.
Okay. We're done. We're done. We're serious now. But seriously, look at that camera.
I was looking at that camera until you started making noises. Okay, we good?